I think one big thing to note is to keep your profile low. Make sure all your wires and everything are below the grill line wherever possible. I had to strip the rubber off of those ends simply because the red and black were showing through in early tests, so that's something you'll have to do as well. Let's, I resoldered this a little tighter so I can't quite go as far as I did before. Let's take a long look at what's going on up here. So the two front red LEDs are wired directly to the LED tape, which is then wired down here to the main power. I'll get to that in a second. But at the other end of the LED tape is wired up that one 2mm cool white LED. Down here, that central twist is the main power, to which runs off the LED tape on top. Then this blue resistor in the center there runs off to that forward blue LED. The bottom resistor of the two runs off to the cool white 2mm. The upper one runs to the 2mm, and all that runs to the backside negative here. And then just one big solder blob onto the copper tape and out for both of them. Positive is forward, negative is rear. I'm going to do that setup on the other side as well. And over here, what I'll do is probably wire this here and then do a jumper across, and wire this one here and do a jumper across to there, just to keep it nice and simple. So I should note that now that that back platform is there for the two red LEDs, that pushes this further forward than it should be, and it doesn't quite fit the same. One of the things you can do to help is to cut off that notch that's on the top and the bottom there, and I'm wondering if even shortening it down to that rim there would not help even further. But I'll leave it like this. It shouldn't be too much of a problem. And as to my trick on the double-sided Scotch tape, let's go get some. So I haven't soldered the copper tape in a little while, so I do remember it was difficult. It takes a while for it to heat up, and hopefully now with more modern tools and understanding of the process, I should be able to do it a lot easier than in days past. If you want to test it out for yourself though, use a little bit of extra, lay it down on something like your table, and just try heating it up and soldering to it and see how it goes. Because the one thing you don't want to do is leave this on there for a really long time, because then you could start damaging the plastic underneath. But having just soldered that, that still feels cool on the back, and that's about as cool on the front as well. But that's pretty much on there at this point. And of course, in all cases, what you'll want to do is tin the wire that you'll be soldering to the copper tape as well, because that'll make the whole process a lot easier. I'll get a close-up of this wiring overall in a second. And let's get the copper tape heated up. No, it's not too bad. That heated up pretty well right there, I guess. Oh, the outside is fine. Now, maybe pre-tinning the copper is not the best idea, because that does take a long time to reheat. You just want to heat it once and get out of there. This isn't the most stable shape to be working with overall either. That time I did go into the upper plastic. The bottom plastic is definitely You could call that hot, I guess. It's cooling fast. But there is no warpage going on. So yeah, you do have to be careful there pretty well. And I would not suggest tinning the copper first. Now I'll have to do one more to bridge this here. And since I just happen to have a piece of wire right there. Alright, so that's about the best framing I'm going to be able to get there. Excuse me, I'm going to save myself a little wire here. That was the best solder point of them all. So now we'll snip that. And there we go. Power bust all around. I got my voltage set to 11.9. Got all internal lights here. Let's slap this freshly soldered, or glued rather, nacelle on. Oh, I saw you, light. There we go. I'll have to toughen up the connections just a little more than that. Boy, does that look nice. Can't wait to get the saucer on this, huh? For the moment, let's put the neck on and see how this looks. Yeah, so this is really well lit overall, except going into here, but I did try a quick test with the neck in place, and that helped to put a lot of light down there, but not as much as there should otherwise be. One thing I forgot to do was to set off. Well, that's not too bad. The blue coming around the back here is a little more paler than the blue going down the side. The only light blocking I did on that was to paint the inside of the LED mount with blue Sharpie, and what's happening is the white of the top is going down into the plastic and transmitting that way, I think. But it looks like I could also use a little blue on the bottom here. So there's no reason why light wouldn't come out that way too. There we go, I bet that's a lot better now. So at this point, one more nacelle, a little bit more lighting, and we're good to go.